Good morning, second graders on track A. Happy Thursday. So track B wanted to say hello. Say hello, track B. Wave at the camera, it's over there. Mariella and Andre, you have to stand up and say hello. They can't see me. Oh, there's Andre. We still don't see Mariella. Where are you? There she is. All right, hello. All right, guys. They just wanted to join in. They're gonna hang out with us while we make this video because this plan had to do it while they're here. So we're gonna do this right. So some of the stuff that they'll understand because they are doing some of the same stuff you're doing and some of it. Yeah. So happy Thursday. We want you to be amazing because we think you are. All of you are. For Letterland this week, you have 12 awesome words. Track B, let's go over our words. What's the first word? Dislike. When you dislike someone, it means you don't like them. The opposite of liking them. Disappear. Repeat it. Disappear. When something disappears, where does it go? We don't know. It goes away. You can't see it. We don't know what happened to it. Prepay. When you prepay for something, you pay for it before you get it. For instance, when you go to McDonald's, you pay at the first window, but do they give you your food? No, you got to go to the next one. What would happen if they gave you the food first? Somebody might drive off Riley and just be like, I don't want to pay. I'm just going to leave. Preschool. That's what you go to before you come to school. Sometimes we call it pre-K. That's pre-kindergarten. Preschool. Some people go to preschools and daycares. It's what happens before you go to real school. They teach you how to cut and color and all that good stuff. Rewrite. Say it. Rewrite. When we read something, we do it again. So if we rewrite it, we write it again. If we refill it, we fill it again. If we replace it, we put it in its place again. Lovely. And then our last set of words are untie, unwrap, unaware, unhelpful, and unafraid. If it's it is the opposite or not. So if it's untied, it's not tied. If it's unwrapped, it's not wrapped. So those are your 12 words. Today is Thursday. So what does that mean? You have tomorrow. You have tests. Actually, guess what? Track A, track B is going to take a spelling test in a few minutes. But track B, they didn't know that until right now. So let's keep moving on to ELA. ELA for today, remember you have your fluency assessment for tomorrow. I have made sure that each of you have your instant words. Make sure you know them, you can say them, all that good stuff. And your phrases, remember to practice them. We will be using the first column for testing purposes. On the back side of that page, you have your story about Jesse and Liz. Jesse and Liz were walking home from school. They were happy, but as they turned the corner, Jesse saw some men putting up a sign. The sign read, "This land will soon be the new home of Jiffy Mart." The sign was right in front of their building. Jesse went right up to the third floor where he lived. Jesse's mom was there. He came in and asked his mom what the sign meant. She slowly stirred the pot and quietly said, "I'm sorry, Jesse. We are going to have to move." "But why?" Jesse asked. "This is our home." "Yes, but we need to go now. We don't own the building or the land. The man who owns it has different ideas. They are selling it because they want to put a store here. They have given us just 4 weeks to move." "But that is such a short time," said Jesse. "It's not fair." "Many things seem unfair, Jesse, but they turn out well. Liz's family knows of a place nearby. We will move in there. You and Liz can still walk to school together. Besides, home is wherever you have family and friends. So make sure you're practicing. You don't know what part of the story I'm going to ask each of you on track A and B to read. Fluency and vocabulary. Track B, turn to that page in your package. You'll be next. All right, today's fluency and vocabulary page should look like this. We've got our ladder. Our ladder says ship shape. Does yours say ship shape? I hope so, if you're on the right page. Ship shape is your ladder of the day. And the clues for your ladder go straight up as always. Now, the thing with your ladder for today is to make sure you read every box. very carefully. Once you've read the clues, you will put the word onto the line. Now, beside that, I'm going to go over everybody's direction. So hang on. Beside that, we're using our vocabulary. Remember this week, our vocabulary talked about noise level. We want to learn how to be super silent and then calm and then noisy. We want to be awesome. And then roaring. Oh my goodness, roaring is such a deep noise. Think about a giant football game or the Super Bowl or something huge, because that roaring sound is a lot of noise, a lot of noise. We talked about thunder being roaring. So those are the things that roar. So when we looked at our noise level, they want us to talk about another place that noise is different. It says, describe going to the movie theater to someone who has never been before. What sounds do you hear before, during, and after the movie? Try to use as many of your new vocabulary words from the word bank as possible. All right, track B, let's help track A. When you go to the movie, some of you have been to the movies, I'm sure. If you've never been to the movies, then listen with both ears so you'll know what happens. When you get to the movie theater and you go in, what does it sound like? Which word? It's usually kind of noisy. People are coming in, people are sitting down, they've got popcorn and food and all this stuff. What's going on the screen? What are they playing? Not yet. They haven't started. Commercials. They're playing commercials. They're telling you about other movies that are coming. They're telling you to go get some popcorn, get a drink, sit down, turn your phone off, all that stuff. Commercials. All these commercials are on this giant screen. Then all of a sudden, the lights go out. And when the lights go out, what sound? Almost. It gets quiet. That's a good one. It gets quiet. Once it starts to get quiet, the screen comes up and makes the whole room bright. And then it gets silent because what's getting ready to start? The movie. Now, once the movie starts, sometimes, depending on what you're going to see, the movie might be it might be calm, but what if it's, oh, the movie could be roaring because the movie speakers are huge. There are speakers on the walls of the movie theater that you can't even see, and they are huge. And so sometimes when something blows up in a movie theater, it feels like you're about to blow up. So when it goes boom, it's like, oh my goodness, what's that? It blew up. That's noise. So you're going to talk about what it's like at a movie theater. If you've never been to the movie, track A, track B, then write about what you think it will sound like, or use the examples that we gave you to help you write. Everybody good there? All right. The language arts this week. All right, track B, you got to close your ears because you don't have this stuff. Well, you have this part. You can listen to this part. Our essential question for this week is, what do good citizens do? Track B is reading a story called Grace for President because she wanted to be a good citizen by running for president and doing the right thing. Track A, you are reading a story this week about making a good decision where two boys find a game toy on the playground and have to decide whether they get to keep it or if they find its owner. So everybody wants to be a good citizen. Nobody wants to be the person that does the wrong thing. Whatever would you want to do? We're talking about realistic fiction. It's a story with made-up characters that could be real. Has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Realistic could be real, but that word fiction brings us back and says, whoa, Nelly, ain't happening. These aren't real people. The two little boys in track A story, not real. The little girl named Grayson Thomas Cobb in track B story, not real. But they could be. We just haven't met them yet. Summarize. We want to tell the story in our own words. If you get home today, your mama says, tell me about that story you read at school. You should be able to do it. Track A, if your mama comes in the room while your computer's on and says, what are you watching? You should be able to tell what happens in your story. That's being able to summarize. Point of view is who's telling the story. When you tell a story, you say, I did this, and then we did that, and then we did this, and then I went here, and then my mama said this, and then my dad did this, and my brother hit me, and my sister pulled my hair. That's the whole story. But if I'm telling a story about you, then I use your name. But when you tell a story about yourself, do you call yourself Jordan? Do you call yourself Nicole? Do you call yourself Mariella? No, you say I. So point of view tells who and how the story is being told. And that's important. So for track A, your story is being told by a narrator. Somebody is telling the story. Track B, I mean, excuse me, track A, your story is being told by one of the characters in the story. They use the words I and me and us and we. But track B, your story is being told by someone else. They call Grace and Thomas by their name. And the theme is the message that we want to learn from our story. Both stories teach something. Track A, your story teaches about doing the right thing. Everybody should strive to do the right thing. Track B, your story teaches about being determined. Grace was very determined to be president, and she wouldn't let anybody change her mind. When you're determined to do something, don't let anybody change your mind. We have 8 words for this week that you have focused on both groups. Even though you had 2 different stories, you have the same vocabulary. And they were champion, a person who's won a contest. Determined, when you are to decide to do something. When I mean decide, I mean like nobody's gonna take it mind. I'm determined, I'm gonna be a veterinarian and I'm gonna have 25 puppies and 2 zebras. If that's what you want at your house, you go for it. But don't come into your house. And I don't want to, you got 25 puppies, I can't come in. Issues, important problems or topics that are talking about and arguing about. You know, right now, one of our biggest issues is coronavirus. It's going around, it's affecting everybody, it affects schools, it affects people's jobs, it affects everything. So that's an issue. Responsibility is something you have to do. Sometimes you have chores at home, they're your responsibility. If you have a pet, and mom says, if we get this puppy, you're gonna walk him and feed him and take him outside and give him a bath. Then that's your responsibility, that's your dog. Mama's not doing it. She's just like, not me, that's on you. Promises, things you tell people you will do. Sometimes you make a pinky promise. Anybody ever made a pinky promise? Yeah, you like pinky promise, and you and somebody else lock your pinky, and that's supposed to make it forever and ever. That's some stuff you're not gonna do a pinky promise. Right. Things the law says that you can and cannot do where at. Right. We have the right to do lots of things. We can go to church where we want, we can go to school where we want, we can say about what we want, we can eat where we want. Some countries don't have that. Some countries, they tell them exactly what they can and can't do. We don't live like that, thank you. Volunteer, to offer to do something. If she volunteered to pick up some recycled trash, you might volunteer to take the groceries in the house for your mama so she can go sit down. You might volunteer to wash dishes after dinner. I don't know what you might volunteer to do, but usually, track A and B, when you volunteer to do something, you don't get paid. It's not a job. So you're doing it for free. And then votes, to choose someone or something over something else. So when you vote, you can vote for president, like in the Grace story. In the story for track A, they were voting about getting new playground equipment and they chose one. You can vote for what kind of food you want at night. Your family can take a vote. Mama might say, let's have tacos. And daddy might say, let's have pizza. And everybody gets to vote. And the one that gets the most votes wins. So today, your 2 vocabulary words. Look over so you can write these 2 words down with you. Your 2 words for today are determined and votes. Track A, write your words down too. Determined and votes. Determined and votes. Tell me something you're determined to do. I'm determined to go to college and be a police officer. I am determined to go to school and become a plumber and fix people's houses. I want to go to school and learn how to build houses. I want to be a mailman. What are you determined to do? I'm determined to learn how to speak Spanish. I'm determined to learn how to take care of sick puppies. I don't know. What's something you are determined? I'm determined to make it to 3rd grade. That's a good one. Something that you are determined to do. The second word is votes. Make sure you write down both words because it's going to change in a minute. Votes. Votes is your next word. Tell me something that we can vote for. I think we should take votes to decide if we have to come to school, if we can eat cheeseburgers in class, if we can take our shoes off. I don't know. What do you think is something we should take a vote to see if we should do it or not? What's something we should vote for? You do not have to do a picture today, track A or B. If you choose to draw one, then you're just special. And I love you. But if you don't want to do one, I will not make that mistake. Make sure you have those words down, determined, and determined. All right, track A. Your story for today is, of course, a difficult decision. Make sure that you have read the story again in your reading book. It is the reading book you have at home with you, so no excuses. And you can also Google it on YouTube if you need to hear it read to you. A difficult decision. After you've read the story, please answer these 5 questions. They do not have to be in complete sentences, but they do need to be a complete thought. Pronouns. Remember, pronouns are a word that takes the place of a noun. He, she, him, it, we, they. We have boy pronouns, girl pronouns, animal and object pronouns, groups of pronouns, group people pronouns, and then pronouns that are just a little different. They're for people or things that we don't really know the name of, like everyone. When you say everyone is at my house, do we know who everyone is? Nope, it just means everybody's there. But we don't name them. So those are the words we use to replace nouns. Remember that pronouns are nouns in disguise. They're nouns in disguise. I, him, her, me, we, it, they, them, you, us, she, he, me. They're in disguise. So he's in disguise. He's a superhero. He's there. He's gonna spin your legs. You can't play like that. All right, irregular plurals. Remember when we change the noun, sometimes the spelling changes. Sometimes the whole word changes. So we have person and people. We have men and man, women and woman, teeth and tooth, goose and geese. All those words change when we have more than one. Then we got some real special words that don't change at all. Track B saw some of those on Facebook. Now, today we're going to remind ourselves about prefixes when we talk about our spelling words. Our spelling words have re and and this, and it's at the beginning of the word. But suffixes, on is booty. Suffixes are at the end of a word. So we have our word in the middle, but the suffix goes on the end. So it goes on the end of the root word. So for instance, full. When we put full on the end of a word, it means full of. ly means to do something, and less means without. Those are the ones we're going to see today. All right, you should have this page track B and A. Turn the page, pass the test. Keep going. That's good. Keep going. That's still the test. All right, so for the suffix matchup, what we're going to be doing is looking at the word and then deciding how to break it apart. So let's look at it. The word is hopefulness. Now, my root word is everything before the suffix. I look over and realize my suffix is LESS. So there's my suffix. My suffix is less. Now, my root word is everything else. So what's my root word? Hello? Hope. Let's see. Going home. All right, so my root word is hope. My suffix is less. That makes the word hopeless. Yes. All right, now, what is the meaning of hopeless? When I look over here, it says less means without. So the meaning of hopeless is without what? Oh my God. That's not good. Without all right, let's see. Let's do a full one. Feel full. What is my suffix? I look over, it's full. F-U-L. And then that means everything else is my root word, which is feel. A feel is something you can do. Now, if skillful is my word, full means full of. So I am full of skill. I might be a piano player. I might be able to cut stuff out of wood. I might be a welder. I might be an awesome singer. I'm full of skill. I've got some amazing talent. Like Miss Reason is full of skill and art. Miss Blaine can't draw a straight line. Art is not my skill. All right, let's see. Gotta do it LY. Loudly. All right, loudly. Lee is my suffix. And loud is my root word. Loudly. Lee says, do something. I added in a blank way. So in a, what kind of way? In a loud way. If you say, boy, he came down the hall loudly this morning. And that means he must have came down the hall kicking and screaming and hollering and all kinds of good stuff. I hope he won't come in here. If he would have to what? But this man don't do the early morning noise. In a loud way. You might come down the hall, he's gonna holler, woo-hoo! I'll be like, go there. I ran out of room. You guys can right there. It's right there. W-A-Y. I ran out of room for my other. All right, you will do the exact same thing for thoughtful, careless, cheerful, noiseless, helpful, thoughtfulness, fearful, friendly, hopeful. So, full of hope, in a friendly way, full of fear, without thought, full of hope. Help, excuse me, or do full of help. Noiseless, without noise. Ooh, would that be nice? Cheerful, full of cheer. You'll go through and do each of the others the exact same way for both sides. Okay. All right, for math, we're doing some review. We're doing some review. We're doing some review. All right, so let's look. Turn the page. Trackers. We just flip it over, fading. All right, we've been talking about using math 4 ways. We want to be smart little people and we want to do math 4 ways. Now, there's a spinner at the top. If you have a paperclip in your disposal, then you are welcome to use your paperclip as your spinner for the other questions. We're going to do the first one together. And then I know my track B kids that are here with me have a paperclip. Track A kids, there might be a paperclip in your bag. I don't remember. I'm sorry. That's terrible to say that. We're going to do the first one together, but there are 3 more. And for the other 3, you're welcome to use the paperclip. If you don't want to use the paperclip for a spinner, you can just pick 2 numbers from the. All right, so we're going to do the first one with Miss Blaine. So let's do 56 plus 28. We're going to do it 4 ways. First way says new groups below. We're going to do it that way. Then we're going to do totals below. Then we're going to do the place value chart and then our 2 number line. So of course, new groups below means we're going to do it that nice old math way. But when they say groups below, we got to put them below. Let's do it this way. 56 plus 28. The first thing I do is start adding in my what place. Shout it out, track B. 1. Woo! I got 1 person. Everybody say hey to Jordan. She's here. All right, 6 plus 8. What is 6 plus 8? Ooh, smart. Everybody say woo woo for Andre back there. It is 14. And we're gonna add 14. And of course, remember when they say new groups below, they like to put the 1 right there. So we'll do it today because we want to follow the rest. We like to follow the directions. All right, what is 5 plus 2? 7. And 7 plus 1 is 8. So 56 plus 28 is 84. Track A, did you know that track B all owes me $198 each? Ask them about it. Ask them about it when you see them. Ask them. Yes, I do. Yeah, Riley bought me candy, so she was cute. She bought me gold, but the rest of them are money. The feel about me and Penny, but then she took it back. All right, totals below. Let's write our equation. 56 plus 28. We're going to do totals below, so I start in the same place. Where do I start? The one. What's 6 plus 8? Oh, you remember. And then what is 5 plus 2? What is that 5 plus 2? Is that, there you go. Good job, Riley. 5 plus 2 is what I see, but it's really 50 plus 20. Good. And so Riley is right. It's 70. Very good. 7. And we'll add 4 plus 0 is? Oh my Lord, I was about to be scared. Thank you, Mary. I thought I was going to fall out of here. And 1 plus 7 is 8. It's still 84. It's still 84. Place value chart. Oh man, y'all rock those things. Just but only need 2 places because we have 2 numbers. Oh, good. You better think smart because that's a big number. Let's see if we can make it work. 56, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3. Got the 15. And then 28. 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, and 8. 84, 84, 84, 4, 4, 4. 84, I think 84. All right, so now to do my 2 number bonds, I got to look back at these 2 boxes. The first box will help me because I know the total is going to be 80. Oh, 84. Y'all can write smaller. I can't write smaller. 56 plus. And then I look at my second box. It's 56 plus 1. 84, 56. I use my second box down here to show the second number box. 84. Is 14 and 7. So you're gonna do this one. I don't care if you use a clip and you spin you up 2 numbers, or if you just look up there and say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, get your rabbit by his toe. If he looks like Jordan, let him go. You choose. You choose whatever it is you would like to do. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, get your rabbit by his toe. If he looks like Mariella, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't care. You can do that, or you can use your paper clip. There's a question here. If you turn the page, there should be 2 more. And this time, you'll do it again. And again, and again. Now, oh, then we should turn this down. There we go. Now, then we're going to practice totals below. Everybody look at the totals below page. Let's make sure you know what you're doing. Remember, you get to choose the number. Choose the number. You can pick a number again. You can spin it out if you like spinning, or you can eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a Riley by the toes. Y'all let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't care. That's up to you, whether you use the paper clip or you use the spinner. You'll put the number on the line. So if I put my number on the line, if I chose 37, I put 37 there. I would add totals below and find my answer. Remember doing that just now on the other page? Okay. On this side, you are going to solve the math problem. And you're going to show your work. I don't care how you solve it. You want to draw it, draw it. If you want to do it and just add, you can add. You want to do totals below, do it. This blend is looking for the correct answer on this line and some work under it. Any way you want to get there is between you, your paper, and your beautiful brain. The brains are beautiful. All right, the last page for our track B people is indeed talking about Miss Helen Keller. Yesterday we started talking about Miss Keller, and we have today a passage about her, and you have 4 questions. Doctor, after you have answered and read the passage and the questions, there is this page. Inside of Seesaw, there will be the videos. You are welcome to use the passage from yesterday and today to write your 4 facts. You are welcome to use the things located in Seesaw to write your 4 facts. Yesterday's video, and there'll be 2 others. Totally your choice how you get your 4 facts. There will be a Jamboard that will have everybody's name, every kid in this room. That's 19 pages. Find your page and type in 2 of your facts. Track A, hope you heard that. Go to Bland Link. There's gonna be one that says Helen Keller, 2 facts. Everybody will have a Jamboard with their name in the corner. Don't write on somebody else's page. They will not like you. And I can't make them love you. All right, so track A, we're getting ready to say goodbye in just a second. This afternoon, we are all getting out of school early, so Ms. Bland will be home. If you need me, you just send me a message. So my office hours aren't as normal as always. You just send me a message and say, hey, I got a question, and I'll find you. Track B is going home a little bit early because they have a question, they'll do the same. And then, of course, finish your packet, track A, complete your Seesaw. Everybody has Seesaw activities. You have a pronoun, a subject, an irregular plural, a writing where you're going to tell me 6 things you want the leprechaun to give you. Something else I can't remember. Check your daily specials. My other folks that are here with me, you have, what's today, Thursday? You have Mr. D. So we'll see Mr. D in just a little bit and go from there. So, track B, say bye. Have a great weekend. In a couple weeks, we don't have a date just yet. You guys will be together. So we'll combine tracks for the first time this school year. You guys will be in one class. So yeah, Mariel's hands down in the corner. So we will combine soon, and so you guys will all be together, which is the first for this year. So sometime in the near future. But until then, track A, we're gonna say peace out. We'll see you on the other side, and have a great afternoon. Finish all that work in the packet. Track B is about to finish theirs too. Love y'all. Bye.